Oh, okay, she has to leave. Call the meeting back to order, and there were no decisions made in executive session. We're going to move on up with Leslie now.
What we're going to do is we're going to go to old business, and since Mr. Radcliffe is here, he had been here in regards to the hospital budget and statutes and such regarding the hospital providing a budget to the commission by June 1st, etc. K-Camp Legal Assist was contacted, the auditors were contacted, the Attorney General's office was contacted, a listserv was sent out to all county clerks in the state of Kansas, and I have checked with colleagues. The statute that you are referring to, Rodney, you indicated that this was a new statute. That statute hasn't been touched since 1986. The statutes that you are referring to pertain to a county-run hospital. We do not have a county-run hospital. The county owns the hospital, but it is a leased hospital.
Leased hospital.
So these statutes do not apply. And the voters voted that the hospital gets $6 million for operations, and so they will get $6 million for operations, but they do not have to provide a budget per the statutes that you are referring to, because this is not a county-run hospital. It is a county-managed or leased hospital. Okay?
Okay, that's the way it was explained to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's sort of the way we interpreted it as well. Wasn't sure about how that was all going to, but that's the way we interpret that as well, and so.
Yeah, everyone's been on the same page for, I don't know how many years at this point.
Yeah.
And that is what we found is, you know, when you start interpreting those statutes, it's more towards your county-run hospital, because if it's a county-run, you got to know every penny, cent, dime that's going to be needed for operations, so to speak. But in a leased hospital, it's like, okay, here's what the county voted on, here's your $6 million. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
We need a motion to rescind the motion accepting the hospital board's budget from last meeting.
I make a motion that we rescind the request for the hospital's budget for 2022.
Second. Motion to rescind the budget. And first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Okay. Ready for rants?
Rance, are you ready?
I'm ready. Quick update here. We've been, our volume has really increased over the last month or so. So businesses is back up. Both inpatient, outpatient clinic numbers are back up. We had that dip in the first part of the summer, which is expected, but we're getting busy again. Quick COVID update. Right now we have 2 positives in the county, and I think one of those, by the end of the week, I think they're supposed to be released off of that quarantine.
Are they in the hospital, or are they just...
No, we have no COVID patients in the hospital. These are just being treated from or at home. I believe one of them is coming in for outpatient antibody treatment, which we do that as well, but none of them are admitted to the hospital.
To any hospital, or just ours? We don't have anybody in Denver? Or...
Not that we're aware of.
Okay.
The COVID vaccines, we're still doing those. They're doing those on a scheduled basis now, once a week. They're trying to schedule patients or people that are interested in those and doing those just once a week now. And this week they're scheduled for Thursday. So far, we've given over 1,700 COVID vaccines, and over 875 of those were the first doses, and then over 825 have been the second doses. And that's about all I have on COVID right now. Our screening in the clinic, we are screening a little bit more with symptoms and stuff, but thankfully our numbers aren't up right now. Hope they don't go up. Another project we're doing right now is really prepping for the install of the new CT. That is taking a lot of prep work to gear up for that. They will start the removal of the OCT machine on the first weekend in September, right before Labor Day, and supposed to have it dismantled and removed out of the hospital. That'll give us a day or two to do some work in there on flooring, electrical, that type of stuff. And then on September the 7th, they'll start installing the new machine. This will be approximately a 2-week process of removing the old one, installing the new one. So we're looking at bringing in a mobile CT to have outside in a trailer, sort of like we do the MRI right now, on site, so that we can continue to do CTs. It's pretty expensive for that, really expensive for that, but we feel like it's probably necessary. Otherwise, we're going to have to be on diversion, trauma diversion and stroke diversion, and that would put our EMS really stretched thin. So we're trying our best to get a trailer. It's going to be about $30,000 for 2 weeks to have that trailer on site.
Wow.
But we think that's worth it. We think that we do enough CTs to offset that. So that's where we are with that, and really hoping. The deal is finding the trailers. We had one reserved, and then the hospital that it's at, they're actually doing the same thing we're about to do, and their project extended longer, so that CT is booked there for till like September the 9th. So we're looking at other companies at this point to bring us in a CT. With that, we're really having to juggle what are we going to do with MRI, because CT has to use that electrical service that would service the MRI trailer. We got 3 other mobile units that come in. We have MRI, we have Mammo, and we have Nuke Med that come in. The Mammo, they said that they can run on a generator, and they actually have one that they can bring, and that just charge us a little bit of a cost for that. So we've agreed to go ahead and have them do that. We'll just have them set up at a different location than they normally set up, probably a different parking lot. So our parking lots may be messed up for a couple of weeks there. And we're trying to arrange something with MRI, but they told us they can't operate off a generator. So we may have to just reschedule them during that time. Not sure exactly what we're going to do to try to juggle that. But that's what we're looking at with the CT install. Another big deal that we're dealing with is OSHA. OSHA has rolled out some new standards that are specific to hospitals, revolving around COVID. And so we're having to address those new standards, and that involves rearranging space for our staff, making sure they're distanced and there's partitions between people and offices and all of this type of stuff. So we've got our hands full trying to meet those standards. OSHA is Usually they don't show up in hospitals. That's usually not what they go survey, but they're being pushed right now that hospitals are one of their number one survey areas right now. So we're trying to make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row if OSHA shows up and surveys us. So that's about all the updates I've got for you. Any questions for me?
The area where they're going to put the new machine, is it, it's the same area? I mean, it doesn't have to be bigger or small?
Yeah, the CT will go where the MRI trailer goes, on the west side of the building. There's some parking places there, and the CT, the MRI pulls in there and parks. That's where the CT will be set, and that.
No, I'm talking about the new one that you're going to install in that room. When you take the old one out, do you need
Yes.
more room, or is it the same room?
That it's going to fit pretty much the same footprint in that radiology department as the old CT. So thankfully, we don't really have to do much other than repair a little bit of the flooring and then do a little bit of electrical and a little bit of duct work, because this new CT, it's actually got an overhead camera that looks down onto the table, and it auto positions the patient. It moves the table and auto centers them before they enter the CT, and that's going to be a really nice feature. It's going to help our radiology techs not have to manually center that patient like they do now. So that's going to require a little bit of duct work change in our radiology area, but other than that, that looks like about all we have to do.
Sounds like a neat machine.
Yeah, that machine, that's going to be really nice to have here. Really nice.
If you guys need a parking lot, I've got the one on the highway. You wouldn't bother us if you had one of your machines up there, like the Mammo machine or something.
No.
If you needed a parking lot, you could use
Okay.
ours.
Okay.
I'll just put you somewhere.
Great.
We're level,
Great.
so.
Good deal. Good deal. Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else. Anybody else?
No. Thank you for what you do.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Minimum age for COVID shots, I can go see that posted. What is the minimum age now in Kansas for kids?
I think we're doing them to 12 years old
Okay.
right now. I think it,
I know, yeah.
yeah,
All right, thank you.
yeah. Alrighty, y'all have a great day.
See you, Ransom.
Okay. I guess we're ready for Rod, but do we need,
The safest place in the world. I think OSHA is for safety. I mean,
It's,
but it's, guess what? It'll just get passed on to the.
did you need a break?
I can go on.
we're gonna need Scott for Rod.
Ready?
Yeah.
Well, we
have to wait for
Well, then I will.
Scott.
Then I will go down the ladder.
We'll take a quick 5 minutes while,
Oh, I'm sorry.
there he comes. Okay, come on.
Never mind.
Morning.
Morning.
I seen it made the paper last week, so I thought I'd better come and get an update on where we stood on the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, or whatever that is. So, we've ordered the flags, and we've got all the other stuff already purchased. What's happened, the flags, you just can't go order flags right now. There's 4 states have changed theirs, and so we ordered it because we get to the prices that we listed. So anyway, where do we stand on funding for that?
There's nothing in there. I mean, it was spent without the commissioner's knowledge. It needed by the former treasurer. It needed to be approved by the commissioners. It wasn't. And as far as we know right now, there's nothing in there.
Do we have somewhere else we can get those funds out of?
I don't know where.
So there hasn't been any payments out of it this year?
No.
No,
Not since,
no, authorized by the commissioners.
I don't believe so. Dawn's just getting into 2021 now.
So what do we do here? Just leave it till you get funds? Does that come in? How often do those funds come in?
I really don't. The state sends that out,
I don't
correct?
know.
I don't know.
I don't
I'd have no
know.
idea.
I don't know. I mean, the only other option is looking at if there is a way, because it was approved to use that money, thinking the money was there, if we could go into general. That's the only option I know, to honor the pledge.
Yeah. And we don't want to cause you all trouble either, so, you know.
No,
we,
but Rod,
yeah.
we were under the assumption that the money was there and this was not going to be a problem. And so the commissioners approved
Yeah.
this, this appropriation, and lo and behold, here we are.
Yeah, I know.
Because we thought it was there.
I know.
Once Dawn got
I'm not
working,
blaming.
then it was gone.
Yeah, somebody else was writing the checks. How'd you let that happen, Roger?
Where did we get the funds for the VFW memorial? To give them? 'Cause that, huh?
General.
Because that was supposed to come out of those funds also, right?
Did you fund something else there?
The Veterans Memorial that
Up
they're
there,
building.
Ringside Park. How is general looking? Our general fund?
Question. She's just getting into it right now. I mean, this should be okay if that's what you're going to do.
Would it be okay if we, say, table this
Yeah.
before, so that we can get you the funds before the next show? Because you don't need them until the next show.
No, well, it's fine. Just whatever is going to work best for you all.
And we might find out that there's been money put
Okay,
in there.
yeah,
this
whatever is
year,
best for you.
Once Dawn gets,
Okay. Yeah, and I guess whenever you can.
I mean, it's whatever you want to do. I'm just,
You know, because we did okay it,
Yeah.
but we don't have it.
I understand. No, and I'm not trying to cause trouble here, because I just see it was in the paper and said they found the funds. I don't know, that's probably not the right wording in the paper.
we found where the funds went out
Oh.
of that fund.
The little difference in wording there. Okay, whatever you decide, I mean, we'll live with, because I just thought maybe I better come back and just find out where we're at, and you guys can just, whatever you decide, we'll live with. We just, whenever you can, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, so then, is that okay with you guys to table it until
Absolutely.
before their
All right,
next?
thank you.
Sorry about that.
Well, no, it's no.
But Rod, did you say they were ordered?
We've ordered them. See what happened when you order the set, they send the whole set.
Right.
We've paid for everything. We bought and paid for everything else already.
Okay.
When
Yeah,
do they
we've got the
expect-
poles and the signs, and we've got all of that. We're just waiting on the flags. We didn't have them for our show because, like I said, states have changed. I didn't know that. And they said when you buy the set, because it's discounted, real sizable, rather than buy individual flags. So, I forget the $750 at $15 a piece, and it was like $27 a piece individually. So, you know, and I understand that. So,
And that was a total of 1725, correct?
yeah, 1725. You need to, I can surely, I've made copies.
Okay, that'd be good.
And we had, by the way, the record all-time, probably attendance for our show last.
Well, good.
Yeah, it was a gigantic crowd, so, here you go.
I've got
Okay.
20 of them.
Yeah.
So, Rod, you're just waiting on the flags. You got everything else?
Yeah, we've got everything else.
Okay,
Yeah, we've already paid, bought all of that.
okay.
We never even dreamed there'd be a problem, however. But,
We didn't either.
well, I understand. There's a wet spot right here, something.
I think we'll know more by next meeting, won't we?
Yeah, whenever you can.
I doubt next meeting.
Okay.
All right, that's all I
Just
had.
thinking as long as
Thank
we
you
have
for all
it
you're
before
doing, you
the
guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Rod.
Thank you, Rod.
Have a safe trip up there.
Yeah. Oh, we're not going now. She's not up to it.
No?
No.
Oh, bummer.
All right, we're up to this Allied Business Solutions. Do you want to take
You
a
want
break?
to take a break now?
Sure,
Yeah.
why
So
not?
I got to call in.
Okay.
I gotta call the patient. I'll have one of those now.